vårt röd, orange, grön material, de gillar ju den här lila bollen. Så redan där har jag förstått att det här kan vara någonting för framtiden. Sen i våras så träffade jag våra vänner i Frankrike och pratade med dem om deras erfarenheter. Så vi kanske ska testa. Så det är det vi gör idag. Ni testar och sen pratar vi om huruvida detta är bra. Välkommen! Hrvoje jobbar för Tennis Europe och för Internationella Tennisförbundet som Development Officer. Welcome. Thank you.
Thanks for inviting me here. And actually, when we talk about my visit here, we touched several issues, and then also we touched this, I would call it new opportunities, because I believe that these new balls actually can help us to introduce tennis game in a different way to the youngest players. When I say youngest players, for me that means players that are 5 to 8 years old. I feel that it's very important that the methodology is aware about it, and of course we want to accelerate learning. I don't want the kids for 2 years waiting for them to mature. I want to help them to accelerate this understanding, and with my teaching to actually foster the development in the right direction as quickly as possible. So I strongly believe that these balls can help us with this. Let's go through, I call them progressive stages, progressive game situations that you can then use by actually applying these balls. Of course, when we have a regular situation, that will be 2 players playing with each other. And I would like you now to try to experience this ball. And in the first progressive situation for the kids, I am sure you already do it, nothing new, it's a floor tennis. And try to play with each other with your left hand, to feel a bit more like a kid. And try to play the ball to each other on the floor, to each other. Come on. Okay, so what is your impression about the ball?
A little different and maybe more.
Is it exactly the same? Because there are some Chinese cheaper balls that are, but they are even cheap. These are not very expensive. You look, it's around €2, and the cheaper is a €1. But I know because we are also using it in Zagreb in a club, and actually this one are having much more regular bounce than the other one.
Yeah.
That exactly look the same, but it's not. It's another producer, so it's perhaps different quality of the rubber. Yeah. 5-year-old, who is like this, is exactly the same like you would have a net until here. If I would ask you to play with net like here, you have to be a great player to hit it with a lot of spin, that you can really control the ball. So when you start with the bouncing tennis, try to bring the net down to not more than 10-15 centimeters. In order to hit the ball really successfully, you have to hit it in front of you. Actually, you have to hit the ball behind. If I hit the ball late, it doesn't go. So try first. My point is, think about, because this additional equipment will foster free movements, racket acceleration, looseness, all the things that you also agree that are important. But it's very important how you will use it. Of course you can do that. And we play it. Okay, try it. Come on, you try. First time in his life, actually, when he did it, they actually found a grip that is just a bit more than continental. Why? Because if you hit from up down, it's much easier with this grip than with this one. And we all know that with this forehand grip, what you get, elbow forward, pushy movement, no acceleration, and all this kind of stuff. With this way, actually, I never talk about serve at the beginning. I always talk when I present to the candidates in the course, we are talking about the overhead shots. Serve and smash, because actually you are starting the rally with a smash after the bounce. Two reasons. The guy doesn't need to toss. Tossing is one of the more complicating things to teach the kids. And for me, I like this, what we call it, a global approach, to try to have a full movement. Of course, it's a bit shorter. The kids are not starting with a big swings. From here, go down. And the key thing, and it's opposite from, I believe strongly, sorry if I'm rude, that almost none is really using, is to start to teach by serving, to teach serve by serving down. It's always by serving up. And immediately when you start to teach the kids serving up, they open the racket, they're smart, because it's much easier. To serve up with this grip, I have to be able to apply topspin. If I can apply topspin, I am an advanced player, not intermediate. And then if I, with this, try to apply racket acceleration, I'm lost in combat. And one thing that many of you make a mistake, never give the ball from here, because now the ball is bouncing there, yeah? So that's not possible for the young guy. So in front, okay, hop, and okay, leave it. Can you try to make a... If I ask him to score to the forehand side, what happens with his technique? What I'm emphasizing? But from the shoulder. So I'm actually emphasizing the internal rotation. So you hit here, let it bounce over the net. Very good. So apply such drills. You will provoke development of the functional split step because they need it. If I pop up to you, you don't need it. Why to make a split step?